How to get to 1,000 subscribers in 24 hours. Nah, it isn't anything like that. In fact, it is far from it. Do you know how long it took me to get 1,000 subscribers? It took me 1 month shy of 2 years, and a grand total of 303 videos. That's an average of 3 videos a week for 2 entire years. That's how long it took me. Now the following is nothing more than some possible advice that might help some other people out along the way. I'm not a know-it-all by any stretch of the imagination, but I have learned some lessons on my journey, and I hope that I can impart those lessons onto others. First things first, if you can honestly review your own work objectively, then you are halfway there. If you aren't putting much effort into what you are filming, don't expect people to put the effort in to watch it. When I first started, I went to Japan with grandiose ideas. I was going to film all over Tokyo and people were going to love it. Well, they didn't. What you have to realize when you first start is that you are battling against the elements. There is no magic fairy that is going to promote your video to a wide audience on YouTube. You have to put that effort in yourself. The most important thing that you can do is watch training videos and learn how the system works. Once you have started to do that, then you have to be consistent. But at the same time, you have to be adaptable and listen to what people want. The key fundamentals that you should focus on when it comes to YouTube are thumbnails, descriptions, and tags. If you are just starting out, then I would highly recommend that you learn about those 3 things first. The thumbnail especially. You can have a really great product, but it isn't any good if you don't have a thumbnail that makes people click on your video. I've been doing this for 2 years already, and I'm still working on my thumbnails as an area of improvement. The growth of my channel was pretty slow for a long time. But one thing that I did that improved the viewing experience was to buy a gimbal. Let's be really honest here, and I speak from experience. If your footage is bouncing all over the place, literally nobody is going to watch that. Why would anyone watch it when they can watch a similar video with a steady camera? I was way behind when it came to buying a gimbal, and that is reflected by the watch time hours and how long it took me to get 1,000 subscribers. When I had the camera on a chest mount, combined with my narration, I could get away with it for a bit. My most viewed video was shot on a chest-mounted camera. Again though, there are hundreds of people who film around New York. Who is going to watch bouncy footage when they don't have to? My sexy voice can only carry me so far. You also have to pay attention to what works and what doesn't. For example, my street art videos perform exceptionally poorly. I mean, like, so significantly lower than all other types of videos. So I consider that a little side project because I really like to film and watch street art videos. Those types of videos aren't going to put bums in seats though. My initial goal had been to tell a New York story each week and then fill the rest of the time with walking videos. Here's another harsh lesson for you though. If you're going to do a walking video, at the very least, show something interesting. There are a set of videos that routinely appear, and I'm not going to lie, I've made many of them myself, that I call the Road to Nowhere videos. Nothing is happening, there is nothing exciting to see, it is just an aimless walk up a long street that never seems to end. Now, I'm not saying that you can't make that work, but you have to do something to make it even remotely exciting. Tell a story, add some annotations, give the history of the area, just do something. If all you are doing is making the exact same video over and over and over again, How long do you think people are going to hang around? You have to evaluate it and react accordingly. Speaking only of my own channel here, the stats inform me that my narrated tours far outperform my walking videos in the long run. So I need to take that information and work with it. There will be more narrated tours on this channel moving forward, even if it means that I have to reduce the frequency of the videos that I upload. The bottom line is this: always work to improve your content if you want to grow. Walking videos can work, don't get me wrong. I do enjoy visiting places all over the world on YouTube. But there does have to be some variety in what you are showing. And for Pete's sake, show us something interesting. It doesn't have to be the Taj Mahal, but it has to be more than just an endless pavement. Now for me, I think that the most important lesson that I learned was to condense my videos into the shortest amount of time needed to tell a story. I was as guilty as anyone for trying to stretch the videos out into the longest time possible. Now you may have a video that you think will keep people interested for 20, 30, 40 minutes. But if it is simply and plainly just a walking, riding or driving video, I kind of think that you have to evaluate that and decide if that is something that is really going to be interesting to someone watching. I'm just going to be frank with you. Most of the time, if I see a video that is longer than 20 minutes long, then I'm not even going to click on it. Especially if past experience has shown that 18 of those 20 minutes are pure filler that nobody cares to watch. My experience, and it may be different for you, but my experience is that when I reduce the length of my video down to the exact time that I need to relay the story that I want to tell, and by story, I also mean that can be a visual story. When I do that, then my retention rate soars far higher than when I put out a 20 to 25 minute video with fluff and filler. The biggest question that you can ask yourself is this: objectively look at your own video as if you were seeing it through someone else's eyes, and ask yourself this: would I watch that? You have to think of the future as well. You might get someone to watch it, and then your next video is filmed exactly the same way, just in a different location. It isn't going to take long for people to tire of that. Variety is the key. Another element that I see that is rarely spoken about is the brand name of your channel. If you are in this for the long run, pay attention to the name of your channel. In order to grow, you want people to be able to associate themselves with you. Let's say, for argument's sake, a channel was named Mr. Walking Man Keeps on Walking, or Walk With Me. Can you get behind that and feel a part of that community? I'm not sure about that. My belief is that a personalised YouTube channel name is better for two reasons. Firstly, it makes people feel like they are a part of a community. Take, for example, Sandra J's Adventures Outdoors. That is the type of channel name that achieves two criteria. First of all, it gives you a person to connect with, and it also lets you know what you can expect on the channel. In fact, I will make another one up. Let's say Mrs. Chu's Taste Testing. Once again, it has a character behind it, and it tells you what it is. Now reverse that, and call both channels this: Adventures Outdoors and Taste Testing. You can see what I mean, right? Adventures Outdoors and Taste Testing seem rather inferior to Sandra J's Adventures Outdoors and Mrs. Chu's Taste Testing. Wouldn't you agree? This is the internet. You don't have to use your real name. My name is actually my first name and my middle name. And I only did that because I wanted this channel to be separate from the other character that I am known for when I am performing. But you have to look at your own channel name. Do you think that you can improve it by putting a personality behind the channel name? Like I said, it doesn't have to be your real name. You can make one up. Just think about it. If your channel was called We Walk the World, would it sound better if it was Den and Angie Walk the World? Like I said, it's just something that I personally see. There are an awful lot of channel names out there that don't seem to have a personality. And I think that people are more likely to subscribe to a channel with a personality than they are to subscribe to a generic screen name with little imagination. Anyway, I have rambled on for long enough. Hopefully there is someone out there who can take a sliver of what I have said today and put it to good use. It took me 2 long years to reach 1,000 subscribers. It shouldn't take you that long to do the same. Learn from my mistakes. Always look to improve what you are doing. Be consistent. And most importantly, don't give up. I've had many frustrations over the 2 years, especially as some videos that I produce can take me hours to make. Think of the turtle and the hare, though. It isn't a sprint. The race is a very long one. Thank you all for helping me make it to 1,000 subscribers, and for helping me to learn along the way. I look forward to the next 1,000, hopefully in half of the time that it took me to make the first 1,000. Bye for now, guys.